You mentioned some of your major, the Glencores of the world, and you're already working with them here in Canada. So this is actually going to be a two-part question. Is one, how do you keep them up to date when you have this amazing portfolio? But these mines have to operate so carefully with everything they bring in, every new technology. So one, how do you maintain that sort of that development as you're pushing forward and keep that trust, that reliability, that sense of ease while they're onboarding something? And then part two of that question is how are you approaching the U.S. market now, trying to get people to onboard you who are not working with you yet?
Great question. I look forward to answering this one. So a lot of what we do and in the personal connections that we have with the innovation groups within all our majors, that's something where I believe I've done a really good job with ensuring that we are an added value reseller within our industry, so that I'm a trusted within the group.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I get involved with the innovation group right at the beginning, and then typically we'll see all of the majors. You know what? Even the juniors have they have an innovation fund, or not innovation fund, but they have innovation funds that allows them to really look at the new forward technology. So it's just having their ear and continue building those relationships with the people that are in, especially in this industry. We've broken out of Canada as well. We've just implemented in Brazil, so it's just
Oh wow.
we have the ability to really have that, and we've sold overseas. So it's the next thing is now coming back into your second part of the question is on the U.S. front. I think it's my strategy and my plan of attack is to get the users using our traditional MOS system.
Mm.
Have them go through the pains of implementing a new product, a new management system that allows, and then once they get comfortable with that, then that's when we start integrating the new technologies, updates or what's new and upcoming. But in addition to that, also is the amount of traction that technology is getting in the mining industry today is has gone has increased by so much in the last 5 years, especially since COVID. Since COVID, we see a lot more of these mines being more adaptive to technology,
Mm.
being okay with being the first person to introduce a new process. So I mean that's been really key with us, and then especially with the trade shows. So we spent a lot of time. We were at SME. SME this year was based out in Denver. So the amount of people that reached out to my team, was at our booth, was with us, it was incredible. The amount of traction that we got with just Moss AR was even more so than our traditional Moss.
Mm. So there's a heightened interest. Would it be would the U.S. and Canada be pretty in sync with sort of their interest in it, or was it heightened in the U.S.? Did you feel?
That's a good question. That's something more I would leave on the desk of my marketing manager,
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin, to really be able to answer that with more accuracy. The way that I feel it, my gut is it's very similar to what we're seeing in Canada and the U.S.
Yeah.
We share borders.
Yeah.
So
It's
not
it's
only do
so
we
hand
share
in hand.
borders, we share ways of thinking, technology. A lot of the technology that's getting developed typically originates in the U.S., like our Exxon partnership. That's based out of Philly. So
Yeah.
and by process of elimination, the U.S. has way more people to pull from.
Humans
They have a lot
just
more of a
have
big. They
more
have a bigger
humans.
population.
Yeah. It's such a big market down there. It's you go down there and it's on the we do some work on the construction side. You go down there and you notice, like, okay, Canada does some amazing stuff, but it's just so much bigger in the US. It's just the scale is just it's staggering. It's just staggering.
Mhm.
It's Canada is like a California. It really is. And then when you get there, you start to absorb it. If you spend time down there, you start to realize how true that actually is.
Well, I mean, being very patriotic and a Canadian to heart, I would hate to agree, but I guess I've got to agree to a certain point. I thought Canada was the center of the universe, but it definitely isn't. And when it comes to size and the scale, like you were saying, the U.S. is no joke. Okay? They're doing things on a way bigger scale. Not, don't get me wrong. Canada is, especially because our niche and what we focus on is in the underground space.
Yeah.
I would say almost Canada is stronger in the underground, um, in the underground space. But the U.S. it has a lot of open pits, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
surface mining, but all of this surface mining is now going to be in the next 5-10 years. These commodities are going to be harder to get, and we're going to have to go deeper.
Yeah.
And that's what we know. And our carbon footprint, like all of this, is going to be something that's going to be taken into effect, and especially within the northern Nevada region, I already see a huge amount of potential, just based on the sites that are out there that are going to be going underground in the next 5-10 years.
Mm-hmm.